Welcome back, guys. This is going to be a 15th part of our video tutorial series. As I mentioned in my last video, today we'll be writing the edit portion of the product, edit portion of the code. So what we will be developing today is something like this. We have this action right here. We have edit product. When we sorry for that. When I do edit product, we have the edit window. This is where very first thing, of course, we have to do. We have to bind the text box, bind the corresponding product name. Of course, this category, this drop down list, all the category of the drop down list right here, and the cost of all this field has to be populated. Okay. So that's the very first thing we're going to do, and after that we're going to add a validation into the page, and then we will put an event handler to our edit product button, and eventually we will persist the changes that we made into our UI into this model window. That is today's goal. Okay, so I'm gonna start with by defining the edit. Very first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to define my edit model into my controller. As you can see from the controller that we're going to work with is view product controller. This is our controller that we have been using. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to define some, just like how I define the product details view, I'm going to define my edit view. As a JavaScript object literal, and into this I'm going to define some properties. Some of the property that I need is I need to know the product ID. That would help me to update the product. I need to know the product category ID. I'm going to set that to by default 0 as those are integer data type. And I also need to name of the product name here, set it to empty string. Product description, also empty string, and all the other remaining property I'm going to set it to string. Product selling price and product's price, that's the cost to us. Okay, these are some of the things that we need to bind to. For example, here we have, this is a product name, this is the category, and this is the cost, selling price, and the detail, the description of the product. Okay, that's the very first thing we're going to do. Now we have our model defined into our scope object. Okay, then this model window right here refers to a page. This model window we have defined into a EJS file called this. Let me show you that page. It's in the view. It's called edit product partial view. This is EJS file, but I'm going to change the extension to .html so that it would be easier to work with. And then once I'm done, ready to view the website, I'm going to change the extension to .ejs. Okay. So this markup right here, this row, line number 28. It contains, inside of this row, it contains input. That input basically refers to the name of the product. So in here, we're going to add a data ng model. And we're going to give it a name. This model, let me put these two things side by side here, so that will be easier for us to see what's going on here. So here is the product name, and the product name is a property of this object called product edit view. So we're going to name it as Come on, my window. Product edit view dot product name. That's that. And then the next thing is our drop down list, and we're going to give a model name for this one too. Data ng model equals to let me put this into the clipboard so I don't have to type it. The product view, and I'm going to set this one as a product category ID. The reason I'm using that ID so that the dropdown will bind it later. Dropdown will have ID and the value of the product category. That way, when I select it, it will select that particular ID. Okay, next thing we're going to set the product cost. So we're going to do the same thing, data ng model. Oh, not that. Details view. In here, I want to product price. Product price. As you can see, this object right here referring to product price property here. And next text box that we have is a product selling price, and I'm gonna do a let me grab this one and change the property name only. That way, okay. Data ng model, instead of having that product price, it will be product selling price. Okay, we're gonna. So far all we have done is basically we define our model into the controller, and then we change that. We also use a binding property into data ng model into our markup, into our HTML portion of the code. The last thing we have to do is, this is our text area here. Into the text area also, we're going to give the, instead of the product price, it would be the description of the products. We're going to set that. Oops, what did I do? Okay, that's the product description. It copied the entire thing. I didn't mean to do that. That's what I mean to do. Okay, now all our markup, all our widget or input has now the model defined, corresponding model defined into it. And here is the button. Our button doesn't have the click event to it, but we'll define the click event first. Let's see. Now I'm going to go ahead and save all the files since we modified it. And before I run it, like I said, I have to change the extension here and make sure it works okay. Save everything, close that, and let's go ahead and refresh the page. Well, of course, nothing has been changed. But if we go into our console here, I just want to make sure we don't have any syntax error or anything. Looks good. All our model pop-up window comes out okay, and nothing really happens. We don't have any syntax error. That is good. So so next thing we have to do, let's say try to bind our product name. Very first thing we want to bind our text boxes, and let's see how to do it. If you remember from let's go into our it's my JavaScript, my app, it's a product, it's a view product controller. In our controller, we have a method that we call from our view. Call okay, this guy, like when this button, as you can see right now, when I click this edit product, this OK button. So that's the only code we have right now. So what we have to do when this button gets clicked, when we click this button currently, it only opens the model window and that alert, right? So we're going to change it here. So all we have to do now is very simple. We got a scope, and we have in the scope we have property called product detail, not product detail, product edit view, and it has a property called product product name. We're going to set that value with the product dot name. So of course where this guy comes from is in our main page called viewProduct.EJS. Let me show you that page. Is a view product, and then as you can see, we have in the button, when the edit button gets clicked, we have this edit current product, and we are passing the product object to that, this one, as you can see right here. That's why the product object is available into the controller. Okay, so that's why we can do something like this. This is the object product name. In this markup refers to our edit portion, the model window, product name, and then we are setting that text box into whatever the current value of this product name is. If I save this one, I should have, well, let me go ahead and refresh this page here, and then if I right here, as you can see, this property is now bound to this model window text box. This property refers to this guy, the name of the product. Okay. With the same way, we can bind other remaining properties. Let's scope, product edit view, product description. Let's bind that description, which is going to come from property called product description. Okay, let's go ahead and save this one. We should be able to have our text box populated with the data right here. So this is the description. This is not really good description. Maybe this one might be a little better, so that you can see what I mean. See, all the text box is now populated. So the whole idea is so that we can, maybe change it. Maybe we want to add additional text or additional description of the product, or we don't like the description that we currently have. We can change it, whatever, right? Okay. Similarly, we can now change the product cost and product price. And since this is a drop-down list, we're going to do that feature towards the end of it. Okay. Let's go ahead and populate our product price also. Product price equals to product and I think the property it refers to is product cost. And let's go ahead and do the remaining one. Product price. This property is called product selling price. Come on. That is not what I wanted to do. So product selling price would be This would be coming from product cost, product price. Product cost and product price. Okay, I just want to go ahead and make sure it works. Let's go ahead and refresh it. Okay, as you can see, all our properties are now set. Our product name is set, our cost of the product and the selling price, and the description of the product is set, except the category. The category is empty. So now, how do we bind our drop-down list? Let's go into our markup here. I'm going to close the view product. I will not be working on view product. We don't have to work on view product anymore. That is the only thing I had to show from here. So I'm going to close this guy. And then we will be, in terms of markup, we'll be exclusively working on this edit product partial view. So let's go ahead and change this extension to .html. Awesome. Now let's find out that our drop-down list is a product category. Here is our drop-down, our select widget, and we have the model as a product category ID, and by default it says select product category. But here we have to have some sort of binding here. Okay. The binding this one shouldn't be that difficult. So I'm going to define option tag here, and data. I'm going to just basically do ng repeat. Okay. Directive. And how it's going to work is we will have a product categories. We have to fetch that information from backend database. So I'm going to iterate through a product category in product categories. And then so once that is done, we're going to set the value property of the drop-down list and the text property. I mean, like this, and then our option going to close right here. So of course, this property array of object, this product category doesn't exist in our controller. We will define it as we need it. And then here we're going to bind. We have our binding syntax. Oops. Okay. Product category object will have a property, well, has a property called ID that refers to the ID of the product category. And then here we're going to bind the category name. That would be displayed to the user. So it will be product category dot category name. Okay. This is our binding syntax. Of course, right now, if we run, we should have some sort of syntax error. Oh, okay. Even very first thing, I didn't change the extension here. Okay. Now change the extension and go ahead and save it and refresh the page. And then if I go in here, nothing is here right now. Which makes sense. We must have some sort of syntax error. Let's look it into our console. Okay, it doesn't complain, but as we know, we don't have our product categories defined. Let's go ahead and define the product categories. We can go ahead and define this object array into our controller, view product controller, and then in here somewhere, scope, I copied the whole thing. It copied. I mean to do just that. It's a product categories as an array. So of course now we have to fetch the data from the backend database to populate these product categories, right? Here we can say, remember we have already do a DI dependency injection to product service right here, so we can use the product service. The product service, as you know, has a method called get all product categories. It's going to get all the products. Let's do something like that. And if the data object is defined, if data exists, and then data has a property called product categories, and then product categories of length is greater than 0. So this basically just some sort of a validation, making sure our input we have this data object is defined, and then it contains a property called product categories, and that product categories is a data.product categories. If this guy is an array, means like an object that has a linked property defined, most probably it's an array, right? So if that's the case, then we basically bind the data product categories to our properties here in scope properties. This guy right here, copy this, and then I'm basically going to say data.product categories. Oh, I'm running out of low battery. Let me charge this. Sorry for that, guys. Okay, so if everything is good, assuming I don't have any typo and stuff, it should work. It should now at least bind our drop-down list. Let's see. Save this one. Okay, this. Okay, something going on. It doesn't like category and success. You got a function, and then if data.product categories. Ah, this is a double, no? That is why I was complaining. That makes sense. Let's go and save it. Yes. Okay, that is good. At least now it started populating our drop-down list, as you can see right here. But however, even though it populated drop-down list, but it has not, in this case, for example, Node.JS group or whoever, name of the Node.js group, this guy right here. The category of this is computer science books. but we need to have that when this model window opens. We want to have this drop down list, that particular category to be the first item in the drop down list. Okay, we have to fix that one. Let's go ahead and fix that one. Okay, that should be pretty easy. So to be able to do that, all we have to do is remember, into our product edit view we have a object. We have a object, or a property called product category ID, and I think we obtained that. So we're going to set that one to product category ID. I'm not really sure about this property, whether I named it differently, but if everything is good, that should work. Then if I refresh this page again, and if I go into edit, it should have, okay, for some reason it didn't do that. I'm pretty sure I should have some sort of syntax error or something, or that property doesn't exist. It should have product category ID. Product edit view should have property called product. Let's look into it. Product edit view, product category ID, and the product has product category ID. That should work, guys. Let me see why it is not working. Must be something, some typo here. It doesn't tell me. Let's look into that view. I just want to make sure the typo is, whether it has a typo in there. It is called product edit view, product category ID, data entry model, product category ID. Looks okay. So scope, product category ID is to product, the product category ID. Product category ID. That looks okay to me. Let's see. I just want to see. Let's do a console. Well, even, the better idea would be for debugging purposes. I just want to see all the property, console.log, everything about that products. Let's go ahead and save it. That way we know. If I refresh this page and go into edit product right here, and then if I now go into my console, okay, here is object. So this object contains product ID, product category ID is 20. That value exists actually. So why it is not set to my drop-down list? That is really weird. Product edit view, product category ID. Unless I have a typo somewhere. When I define my model, product edit view, product category ID. Let me make sure the both markup and then this one are the same. Product edit view, product. Okay, product category ID. Why that is not working? Product cost, product category ID. So make sure I save it. Okay, here's my view product controller. This is product edit view, product ID, product category ID, product name, and here's my product name, product description, cost, price, product category ID. It should work. Okay guys, I'm going to stop it right here and try to debug it later, not live, try to figure it out and then do live coding again. Sorry for that guys, I don't know what is going on.